Okay, let's get started. So today's Lunch and Learn will be looking at two-way SMS and Dr. Zap and ZMed. I'm going to go through two-way SMS first, and then I'll touch on the Dr. Zap after. Just a quick note for our training today, if I can please get you to put yourself on mute. And if you have any questions, feel free to send it through via chat. And I can cover it at the end of our session. And if you have any issues with your go-to training with the webinar, please just close it and then reopen it. There's also a audio pin, a number and a pin number on the invite send if you're having issues with audio on your end. So just very important, all our Lunch and Learn sessions are recorded, and then we put them up on our website and also on YouTube, on our YouTube channels, that they are all there. If you have any questions or any feedback, please feel free to send us an email to that email address there, which is trainingteam@zmed.com.au. Okay, now first thing first, I'm going to start with two-way SMS. And we're going to look at the setup in ZMed. We'll look at the providers that we integrate with. We'll have a look at Message Manager and also SMS and the appointments, also sending out SMS to individuals, whether it's recalls, direct from the patient's file, or even a doctor's results. So I'll cover that as well. Now I'm just going to bring up my ZMed here. The first thing I want to get to is the SMS function in ZMed. Under Utilities and Security, this is where you would normally go to set up a user. If I open up, I'm logged in as Dr. Davis to this database. If I open that, I can see I've got my username, I've put in my phone number there, which we'll get to in a moment, and then we have available roles and included roles. I'll click OK here. If I'm looking at a nurse, for example, same thing, where you give them roles. Now, right above, right next to staff, sorry, is a tab here for roles, and I want to go to receptionist. So with SMS, there is on the left-hand side here under available function, there's a selection there for SMS, as you can see down the bottom here, and I'm just going to expand that. So you can add this to the roles you have, whether it's a doctor. Let me move back all the roles so we can see it. So if it's a doctor, you can just move which one of the four that you want a doctor to have access to. For example, if you just want the doctor to SMS from clinical, not office, then you can just move that to the included roles on the right-hand side. For a receptionist, for example, you just want them to be able to send SMS from office, then you basically just move send SMS, and they should be able to view SMS as well. And if you want a receptionist to be able to just view SMS in clinical, then you can move that across as well. So SMS in clinical, that's to do with sending out SMS to patients via the results inbox, and I'll get to that shortly. SMS in office includes sending out SMS for recall reminders, appointments, and also direct message from the patient's file, and I'll take you through that shortly. So that's under roles. And if you don't want receptionists to send SMS at all, then you can simply remove them from their role. So you can, if I've add send SMS office, and if you want to remove it, so if I go back into receptionist, I can see on the right hand side here it's included. And if I want to remove it, you can double click on it and then it'll move back to the left hand side. So that's one way for you to kind of set up your staff and the roles you want to give them. in terms of how they use ZMed. You can have create as many roles as you want, and same thing goes to doctors. So if I click onto doctors here, I can see available functions on the left, expand to SMS. For this doctor, they are unable to send SMS from office. And if I expand this, they can send them SMS from clinical and view them. They can view office, any SMS sent out from ZMed office, but they're unable to send. So that's the roles. So I'm going to click OK here and close. So that's setting up SMS for users. The next one I want to talk about is setting up SMS under the branch option. And you do this by going into management and go to practice setup and branches. So for each branch, each of these branch, you can go into options down the bottom here to have a look at the to configure some of the settings for that particular branch. I'm currently logged into Melbourne, so I'm just going to select Melbourne up the top here, and I'll go into options. So in options on the right hand side here, I'm just going to click on this drop down. I want to quickly touch on who we're integrated with in terms of two-way SMS. So we have Inspirus, we have Message Media, SMS Central, and SMS Everyone. So if you sign up with one of these providers, please let them know. If you are looking to use two-way SMS, please let them know that you're going to be using that feature in ZMed. That way they will give you a phone number. So this is really important. If you're just doing, if you're only signing up to do one-way SMS, then you don't need a mobile phone number from them. So really important, if you're looking to use the two-way SMS function in ZMed, let them know, and they'll provide you with a phone number. A phone number is provided. This is grayed out. That's because it's been built into ZMed. So depending on which provider you go with, those settings are already included in the ZMed build. They will also give you a username and a password, and you'll need to just pop them in there. To enable two-way SMS, so just simply tick there's two and tick enable two-way SMS. And then if you would like to, I'll go into the appointment book and I'll talk about it, but you can also enable this to auto cancel appointments. What it'll do, if a patient reply back to say no, that they're unable to attend an appointment, it'll just automatically remove that from the appointment book and that'll become available. You can report on them still, but if it's a very busy GP clinic, for example, it's probably best to, you can enable it, but depending on the way you work and how your practice and run and things like that. So I'm just going to untick it for now because I want to take you through a few more things under appointments. Okay, so that's the branch option, and then I'll click close. So you get those details from the SMS provider you're going to go with, and then you enter it into branch options here. So I'm going to click close. Now the next one I want to go to is under management. This is, sorry, I should have said this in the beginning, but a two-way SMS is only available from version 31 and above. So if you have a version, if you're not sure what version you're currently using, so down the bottom you have build. Mine is 33.3, which is our latest version. If you're on a version 30, two-way SMS is not there, so you need to upgrade to a version 31 and above to get the two-way SMS feature. So under management, you'll see a new menu there on the left, which is messages, and this is where all incoming, so it's message manager. So any incoming, outgoing messages sent by the practice, you'll be able to view it here. Anything in bold, it just means it hasn't been actioned, and then anything it's been actioned, it'll be like these ones here. Looks like it's not involved basically. Okay, so that's what the message manager is. You'll view all outgoing and incoming messages in your ZMet. On the left-hand side, you can filter it if it's a very busy practice, and if you just want to look at yesterday's SMS, for example. Mine, I'll just leave it on today. You can also do last 7 days, or if you want to look through a month or so worth of SMS, you can do that as well. Down the bottom we have, below that we've got message status. So when a message is sent, it will always come up that it's queued. So especially when you send them in bulk, it'll say queued, and then it'll change from queued to send. If a message failed, it'll notify you, and then it'll sit here under message manager for you to action. Once a patient received the message, then you'll see under here, you can see under status that it's been received by the patient. Now the categories on the left-hand side, we have received, reply, direct. So these categories depend on, you can do this for search if you just want to see any messages that's been received by patients. Now I want to touch on direct, appointment reminder, results, recall, and bulk. For direct, this is when, I'm going to go into it. If I bring up a patient, just bring up the patient I looked at previously. On the left-hand side below eHealth, you'll find this in new menu there for messages. So when you go into that, so version 31 and above, you can send a direct message from the patient's file directly to them. So simply just put in message and then hit send down the bottom here. You can also see remaining characters just above send here. So that's what a direct is. It's just direct message from the patient's file. So go into messages, appointment reminders. That is when you run a daily report, appointments. That's when you send out SMS appointment reminders from here. So that's what that is. Any messages sent from the appointment report, that'll come up under appointment reminders. So there's that. We've got result. That's when a doctor sent a SMS from clinical. So in the result inbox, doctors will come and view a patient's result here. If they update the result and they send a SMS from here, then that'll come up under result. So I'll close out of here. So that's the result. And recall, you can run if I go to reports and recalls, you can send out SMS after you run a recall report to those patients. So you can set your date and branch, treating doctor, for example, and then you can, instead of printing out letters, you can send out SMS, a bulk SMS to those patients who are due for a recall. And then we have bulk. This is basically talking about, if I go to reports and patients, report and patient service report, there's a field here. So you can run a report and then send out SMS under patient service report. You can choose to do it from here, this is basically sending out a SMS to everyone that that comes up on this report. So if I want to send a message to all the patient in this clinic, then you can do that. So you can leave it as is, choose your branch, your doctor. So if I want to send it to all, have all your doctors set, and then leave this as is, and then simply hit send SMS down the bottom here. So that's what the bulk is for. And then you have response status. We have confirmed or cancel, and action status, action required. Now, quickly want to talk about action required. When a message comes in and you read it, like if I click onto this, it doesn't actually mark the message as read, or it doesn't mark it as being actioned. If I click onto a message here, down the bottom, you see message details. And if I click away, it's not going to mark it as read. So, and that's because, you know, a receptionist might be I'll come in and view it, and then no one else in the clinic knew that a message came in. So to action it, so you highlight and then mark as action. That just means that you've viewed that SMS that's come through and you received the message from the patient. So that's the message manager. You can also look for a patient, and you can look for a patient here. And I'm just going to hit close. And don't forget, inside a patient's file, you can look for a patient in the message manager. Otherwise, in the patient's file on the left-hand side here, you'll see any SMS communications with the patient here, whether it was incoming or outgoing. You will see it under messages. So that's that, and I'm just going to hit close. So we've touched on setting up on the branch option. We've had a look at the roles, and then we've had a look at message manager here. Now, what I want to get to now is the appointment and see what it looks like. If I'm just going to click onto the appointment book, I've got my branch set up. Now I'm going to go to view up the top here and go to options. There's a new tick box that they've put in here, which shows, and you need, if you're going to enable two-way SMS and you want to see responses from the patients in the appointment book, so you just need to enable that. So just simply put a tick on it, show SMS response icon, and I'll hit close. So again, that's under view and options. Now currently I have, you know, these tick here means that I've attended those patients. So I can right click here and attend a patient. I'm going to say yes, that's fine. So that's what the tick is for. That means that they've been attended. When you send out a appointment reminder to patients, they receive it, a message goes to them, they receive it and they reply. I'm going to go to tomorrow. So this is what it looks like. So there's a little tick box that comes up on the left-hand side. And what happens is when you attend a patient, currently gives you a little tick, right? So if I go to tomorrow, so I send this patient a message. I'm going to double click on this actually. I sent a patient a appointment reminders and the patient replied, and it'll basically come up with that icon on the left hand side, and inside the appointment details, when I double click onto it, it'll say SMS confirmation received 18/11 at this time. So you'll see there will be a note on the appointment details as well. And when the patient comes in tomorrow, you right click and attend, it'll basically change this little green tick box to an attended tick, like this one. And in terms of notification, so I'm just going to close out. I want to log in so we can see the notification. In terms of the notifications in version 31 and above, it does notify you when the SMS arrives. So, and it's using your Windows notification. So if you want to enable that, there is a setting on your computer where you can enable to view Windows notifications, and I'll show you what those notifications looks like shortly. Okay, so on the right hand side here, you'll see I've got 4 new unactioned SMS messages. So they come on that panel on the right hand side here. And if I close this, the notification stays. And if I click onto it, it'll take me straight to the message manager. So what I have at the moment are, these are old ones and I haven't actioned them, but you can see this is a reply from patient. The patient basically said no down the bottom here, and that cancelled if you have the auto cancel enable, it'll automatically remove that appointment from the appointment book, the one I mentioned earlier. All right, so that's the appointment stuff. So running a report, if I go and run a daily report appointment, so if you're on version 30, it would normally come here, set the date. So if I go to, I'll go to today, I'll stay with today, for example, and I'll screen, I can see the appointment listing. I have all the patients that are about to come in and see me today as a doctor. The last column there is SMS. When you view a report, once a SMS being sent, you'll see a tick under this SMS column, and I'll show you that shortly. So everyone that's been sent a SMS, it'll come up with a tick on the right hand side here. So you would normally go view, and then if you go to send SMS appointment or send appointments via SMS, and I screen, when you screen, it's only going to show you anyone who haven't been sent an SMS for that day. So you'll see on the last column there, there's no tick. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go to tomorrow. If I go tomorrow, I just want to view appointments only. I'm going to screen. So on the right hand side here, you'll see a SMS being sent because there's a tick under the SMS column. So that's how you know whether an SMS been sent out or not. And I'm going to click close. So that's appointment report. The last thing I want to touch on for SMS is the configuration. So under management and practice setup, the last menu there is SMS configuration. I'll click onto that. So version 31 and above gives you the ability to set up schedule messages. So you can still have your, you can still configure your own message. You can do it for appointment types as well. So depending on what the appointment type is, you can have your own message configured for that. So if I go, let's go add a new message. If I want to add a different message to a new patient, for example, create new, and then I can put in a content of my message here, and I'll click close to save. The other one is, and you can set it for different branches as well. So the other feature on this version as well is schedule. So you can schedule messages to be sent, whether it's after hours. Currently, some practices sent out SMS or schedule SMS to be sent out, say 2 days prior to an appointment. And you can do that. And you can also schedule another message for those who missed out or last minute booking to be sent out, whether that morning or the night before, whatever you'd like. So you can add in the schedule appointments, you can put in a description and you can select the days. So if you want this to send out 1 day before, you can do that. and then you set a time. So if I want it to be sent out, say 6 o'clock or something like that, and you can select your appointment types and then click close, and then you send your, and that'll be scheduled to be sent at that time. So we also have message delay for sending bulk messages. You can delay it by a few minutes or so, especially when you send bulk, it goes to however many you've got on your database, which may be thousands. So you can set a message delay there. So I'm going to hit close. Feel free to send through any questions you've got through chat. So that's the SMS config. I think that's the two-way SMS feature in ZMed. It's mainly the appointments. You get notification in the appointment book where it gives you a tick. This is the right date. I just need to scroll down, where it gives you a little green tick on the left-hand side. And also you'll have the new menu on the left for Message Manager. All right, so that's two-way SMS. The next one I want to move to is talk about the Doctors app. I've just got a question coming through. Would this then replace everything HotDoc currently does? Once you, if you currently have HotDoc, it really depends. If you want to set it up in ZMed, then you just need to grab the correct details. If you currently have something here, you just need the phone number from your SMS provider. But I mean, we have clinics who are still with HotDoc. We have clinics who have moved away from HotDoc and just use the features that are in ZMed. Another question: if the patient does not want SMS and the checkbox is ticked in the patient's demographic section, did this exclude them from SMS? Yeah, if they don't want to receive SMS, if the patient does not want SMS in the checkboxes. Now this checkbox here in the patient's file, oh, I need to bring up my patient. Nope. So if we tick this, then the SMS won't go to this patient if you have this selected. I hope that answers your question, Philippa. It will exclude them, definitely, if this one's ticked. Ben, we originally scheduled this one to include version 34, and we make last minute changes. We will schedule the version 34 in the next couple of weeks, definitely. But today we're just looking at two-way SMS in Doctors app. Okay, now the next one, looking at Doctors app. To set up the Doctors app in ZMed, you will need to have and I'll talk about the features and functionality shortly. Actually, maybe I should bring that up first. Oops. And the Doctors app is available, I think, from version 30.2 and above. And I want to talk about, oh, it's playing something and I can hear my voice. I want to talk about the features and functionality of the Doctors app. And I'm having technical difficulties at the moment, but I'm just going to move the slide here. So for the Doctors app, when we first had this Doctors app, it was quite limited, and the first version of the Doctors app were mainly just view only. And we've made some enhancements and added some new functionalities there for the doctors to be able to action some of those results. So the two main ones are for the appointment. So we've improved the appointment view on the app, which we'll have a look at shortly. And then in terms of the results, so these are the results that comes into the results inbox. Doctors will have the ability to action, update. They can send SMS from the app. And also, yeah, those are the three main things. There's action results, they can update it, they can send SMS. What they cannot do via the app is that they cannot assign it to another user in ZMID. But this is what we've got so far, and then I'll show you the video shortly. And the way it's set up in ZMID, the first thing I want to have a look at is if you've got a version 30.2 and above, under practice setup and practice, let me go management, practice, setup, practice. Now, if you want to know whether you've got the Doctors app or not installed, go to practice details, practice, and you've got an API gateway key here. If this is blank and you want your doctors to use the app, please give us a call on 1300 933 000 and let our staff know. They will then book in a tech to do the installation for you. This API key is something that they set up on the server for your site. So for to register or sign up, there's no cost to having the Doctors app installed, and there's no limit currently on how many doctors can use the app. So yeah, feel free to give us a call if you'd like us to set that up for you. So we set up the API key, install it, done on the server. So that needs to be done by us. And then the rest you can do it yourself. So I'm going to hit close here. So once the API key's been set and installed, under utilities, I'm going to go into security again. Under security, you've got, so the app itself, if you've got a doctor code attached to a user, those are the users who can use the app, because it means that they can see their results, they can see their appointments in the app itself. So if I double click onto, oh, let me go to myself, which is, I'm Dr. Davis. Double click, very important for their setup, put in the mobile number. So you need to first put in the mobile number here, and then next to user roles, we have app access. So app access, hit new, put in a description, I'll just put in test, go next. It'll create this QR code. So on your phone, and it is available, you can download the app via the App Store or the Play Store, both the App Store and Play Store, it's available there. Download. Once you download it, it'll ask you to scan a QR code. So you need, this is the QR code you will need to set up. So the doctor will need to go, if the practice manager is setting it up, doctor then scan this. It'll then send them a one-time code to enter on their phone. And then it's basically next, and then the app will be on their phone then. So that's the quick setup for the doctors. You cannot have one doctor. As you can see, there's only one field for mobile phone. So it's only one mobile phone you can enter. You can't have it on two phones, unfortunately. And also at the moment, you're only looking, if you have multiple branches, you can only view one branch on that app. So, and if a user leaves or you want to set up again, you can just simply delete this and then new and then start again. So what the app looks like is, okay, so this is the app. I'm just going to play down the bottom here and I'll just talk you through the app itself. So the home screen remains the same. So from version, the first version, the home screen remains the same. You can see your upcoming appointments. You can see your the new results that came in down the bottom here. And then on the app, so you've got your name as a doctor, your clinic, today's date. Down the bottom, you have home, appointments, results, and patients. So I'm going to move over to look at the appointment book. So this is what the appointment book looks like. It gives you a calendar up the top where you can scroll through and have a look. And then it'll tell you the patient's name and the appointment type also. So you can scroll up and down as you can see. Then I'll navigate into, I can go to tomorrow's date and so forth. And you can click onto an appointment to view any appointment notes that's been put in there and the appointment details. No, so that's the appointments. The next one is results. So when I click onto the results tab down the bottom, I get assigned results. So those are the results that is assigned to you. And you still have the unassigned as well that you can view. So those are results that came in and it's a doctor hasn't been assigned to that result. So if I go into view a result, you can also still see the status of that result. Remember in ZMID, there's 3 statuses. There is I for initial, just mean it hasn't been actioned or touched. We've got P for pending, and then C for complete. So currently you're only viewing the initial and pending and the results inbox. So the same thing on the phone. It'll give you the patient's name on the left-hand side, and then you've got the status on the right-hand side. So in terms of what's new, in this new version of the doctor's app, just gonna go back into it. So it'll be here on the app. You'll see the patient's demographics up the top. You can see they have a mobile number. You can keep an eye on it if you want to SMS the patient from here. And this is the new function. So actions comes up in red, and the doctor can click onto that if they want it. So if you scroll down, you can see the results there. But if you go action, it gives you routine appointment, urgent appointment, all okay. Now, if you select any of these, whatever it's configured to do in ZMID, that's what it's going to do on the app. And I'll show you that in the result inbox. So down the bottom here. So if I hover over routine appointments, it's basically saying the comment added. So there'll be a comment added to say make appointment to discuss. And that's what it's going to do on the app. You know, if I go mark as complete or patient notified or whatever, it'll change the status of that appointment. So so that's what that one is for. So patient notified, mark as complete. You can see all the options here. And for now, I'm going to click on to update result. So if I hit update result, and this is where you can leave a note on the results itself for the inside the patient's file, and you can mark it as urgent. You can mark as complete from here when you action that result, and you can also send an SMS. So if you select send an SMS, you type in your message and you hit done on your keyboard, and then it'll be sent to the patient. So once that's sent, currently it's initial. Once you action that, it'll change it from initial to pending. So if I put in a message, and then once you hit done down the bottom, it'll then put that onto the, update the result in the patient's file. And then it'll give you a little note to say whether it's been sent successfully. So it does notify you after you make this update on your phone. So, and you can still search for patients' demographics via the app. Currently, you're unable, so those are the things you do. You can't view the consultation notes yet, but at the moment, it's mainly the result and the appointments via the app. All right. Is there a way, so I've got a question from Philippa, is there a way for a PM to have the app also? Currently, no, because the app is just set up for doctors, as you can see. And the doctors, once you set it up, the doctors are only viewing their appointments. So if I'm set up as Dr. Davis, I can only view my column. So for a PM, you won't be able to view everyone's appointments in ZMed. So if you're looking to have the app to see all the doctor's appointments, you won't be able to view that unless a PM have some sort of schedule under you, then you'll be able to see your own schedule. But other than that, no. Does the doctor have to come to the PM's office to see the QR code, or is the QR code sent to the doctor? You can print it out and send it. You can print out the QR code and send it by email, for example, and they can scan it or print to a PDF and email it. And then they can scan the QR code if they are working from home, for example. So yeah, you can print it out and send it to the doctor, so they don't have to come to the PM. Any other question? No? So I think that's basically us for today. Please look out for comms that'll come out about our version 34. We're not quite ready yet. That's why we're unable to cover it today. So look out for our newsletters and social media as well, for our social media updates and stuff. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to contact our team. 1300-933-000, or email us. We have 2 email addresses, which is trainingteam@zmed.com.au or implementation@zmed.com.au. Well, thank you for joining today. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye-bye.